This year we have 24 contestants strong in 5 different categories. The categories are beatboxing, we have singing, we have rap, we have dance, and we have instruments.
Now, tomorrow, which is Saturday, you have someone who is coming from Anguilla to give the contestants some tip. Could you explain us about that?
Sure. What's going to be happening tomorrow? We have Omari Banks. That's the son of Banky Banks, the reggae artist in Anguilla. He's going to be coming in tomorrow afternoon, basically to sit with the kids. He's going to play some songs for them. He's going to encourage them. He's going to give them advice, and also he's basically going to work with them, tell them what they should do, what they should not do, how they can complement their acts, for instance. So just an overall, he's going to share his experience as a musician with them. That's the only thing that we're going to have. Omari Banks coming in, but we're working with our local artists. For instance, we have Sean J. He's a singer. He's good at what he does, and he's mentoring the kids, the participants who's going to be singing. We have Rudy, the dancer. He's working with the dancers. We have King Versatile. He works with the rappers, and Mr. Root himself, he works with the instrument players.
So, and now those who has been chosen to be in the competition for the 26th, how is their motivation?
Well, the kids every Saturday they're out. We have full attendance, which shows that they are very interested in the product itself. They come out in full force. They give their best, and the good thing about this is the interaction. They're very interactive. They're interactive with their peers and also with the instructors. They give ideas. They generate a lot of ideas as well. Positive feedback. They are always here in full force. So I know this year the show is going to be spectacular.
Would you say that this Telcel breakthrough is growing?
It's growing, and it has been growing, and this year I must say this was our best year so far. I'm not saying the other years was poor, but support wise, even now that auditions are over, we still have children applying to take part in the show itself. Everyone wants to audition still. The audition period is way over. Last year we never had this. So everyone wants to be a part of the show. Everyone wants to display their talents. Only thing I can advise is jump on the ship next year. Make sure that you're on time for auditions, and hopefully you will be in the finals the next year.
The outcome of the show, when it's completed that day, what would the contestants receive?
Just as last year, what happens is the winners, they're going to receive basically Telcel is going to push them for an entire year. They're going to receive a recording deal, and also they will be able to make their own professional video clip as a group. They will also be taking part in any Telcel sponsored events once requested upon. And also, I know you see a lot of positive signs up by the schools, for instance. Those was last year when they're gonna have that branding privilege as well. Well, I just want to say for this year, get your tickets on time. Last year we were sold out. This year we're going to be sold out again. SMS, we have SMS voting as well. You can SMS the 8844, your favorite contestants, and basically I would love to reach out to the parents and the guardians. The kids are working very hard, and it's really nice to be supportive as well. Show your support, come out and show your support and praise them, and just keep working with them, because it's nothing easy what they're doing. They're basically coming outside in front of thousands of people and showing their talent, showcasing their talent, and the only thing that you can do is be supportive, whether it's your son, your daughter, your cousin, your niece, your auntie. Just be supportive.
Vitamalt takes care of you. And now, check under the market caps for a chance to win prizes. More detail on press.
Need a loan that's quick and easy. Island Finance. Up to 50,000 guineas real easy. Island Finance. For education, a renovation. That's no problem. Yes, it's true. That's not all. They're quick and friendly too. Island Finance. Appliances, vacation, even fix your car. You can depend on Island Finance.
Because if you take this brand from the large chain on the island and you go to the other branch in Cold Bay leading to the French side, or you go to the branch in Simpson Bay, or you go to the branch in Kupakoy, the prices are vastly different. They are much more expensive. I went to them, I look at them. What I didn't do, because again, I don't want to buy the products or take pictures from everywhere you go, but the prices are different. And then one would say, yeah, but it's the marketing way location. It's the same branch. If you go and buy a fish burger in McDonald's in Simpson Bay, and you go Dutch Quarter, it's the same $7. You come in Phillipsburg, it's the same $7. They're the same store, same owner, same everything, same containers coming in, but difference in pricing. What we are looking at now is that you have a comparison that you can make. So then you can see the abuse, in my opinion, that have been going on for a long period of time. So I've come to the conclusion that the people of St. Martin are being ripped off for a number of years and continue to be ripped off. What is troubling to me is that government has no sort of mechanism, instruments, and tools to tackle this issue. So my question would be to the minister, or my question would be to the Secretary General, is what is your opinion? What is your opinion when it comes to these goods in terms of prices? What is your opinion? Questions?
If you consider, if you look at the price difference of Super U is actually a huge supermarket chain, and the fact that they're buying in bigger, larger bulks, therefore they're buying at a larger market.
Yes, I also look at that. So, and we were speaking about it earlier, what I did, I called my cousin in Guadeloupe, because I still believe that Super U can do much better. Because you mentioned larger market. The population of St. Martin.
No, not the larger market. They're buying because they're a bigger chain. They're all over France. They're all over the French Republic. So they're buying in quantity versus a supermarket here that's buying in a smaller quantity for only St. Martin. They're not buying for elsewhere. So they're buying by bulk. It's a law of consumer prices. If I can buy 8 and you can only buy 2 from the wholesaler, the price is different. Consider that.
Fine. Yes, I did. In Guadeloupe, this costs €2 something. In Guadeloupe. In Guadeloupe, the prices are much cheaper. But let's take the comparable still, Alita, right? There is no social charges on the southern side. There's none whatsoever. Look at the difference in the minimum wage. So if you want to take that, the large bulk, but the containers coming from France, they're coming from the Americas. And the shipping distance should cost you something more. I don't know. But then you're talking about fuel charge. You're talking about quality of goods. You're talking about perishables. So I would want to believe that, it would cost much more, regardless of the large bulk that you're buying for your shipping from France. This is coming from the Americas.
Okay,
in addition to that, we very well know that many of these establishments here have their holding companies that they are purchasing from. That could be an excuse that they can use. And look, listen, it's a small market, yada, 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 fine. But even if you attach the charges, the minimum wage, the distance, it should amount or count for something in terms of the prices.
Now, there are certain things that government can do, there are certain things that you as an MP can do. One of the things that you mentioned, the minimum wage in comparison is very different. Are you considering, are you or your faction considering bringing something to tell government it's time to raise the minimum wage?
Well, we have done that a long time. The problem that I have, and I try to educate people and let them know, the government is backed by a 10-seat majority. A 2/3 majority.
When did you make a proposal for the minimum wage?
We have made a proposal for minimum wage since the budget debate. And even before this sitting Parliament, Member of Parliament George Van der Klerk, Member of Parliament...
You were making a suggestion
No. Even when the National Alliance government was in, they made a proposal to raise the minimum wage and have been sitting on the desk of the minister present. And I believe former Minister Conley Weaver, I think it went up by a couple of cents. I believe from adjustment. It was adjusted by a couple of cents.
Yeah, that's the cost index adjustment.
Okay.
Cost of adjustment. So that's kind of different from the whole thing.
But you
it
still
affects it, but it's different
yes.
from raising the actual minimum wage.
Yes, but and you're correct because I believe the last time it was raised was when Commissioner Louis Laveille's attempted or did raise the minimum wage, right? We have made that proposal from since the budget debate. Member of Parliament John Brown have been speaking about it over and over and over. The minimum wage is sitting on the desk. The minimum wage is sitting on the desk. That is not what is troubling me, because we can make as much proposal as we want. We can come up with all the initiative draft laws as we want, Alito. But this government has the tools to get it done in terms of the numbers. A 2/3 majority. They can call a meeting tomorrow. They don't need opposition to do that. But I can understand that we are still new in terms of Parliament. A year, we just made a year. However, government is continuous. It should continue. But these issues that we are talking about have been spoken about for a number of years, from long before. The difference is now we have another establishment to make because before you could just say, man, these things are very expensive. But there was nothing to say, well, they're expensive based on what? What are you comparing it with? And then you would have to make comparisons with Aruba, you have to make comparisons with Curacao, and say, yeah, but in Curacao it costs this, in Aruba it costs this. But the hard actual facts you never had. But there it is. You have it here now.
So what do you want to happen now?
No. What I want to happen is for government to take a serious look at this situation and ask the question, why? Why is your prices this amount and your prices here this amount? Government have to do that. And then let us hear the answers from the wholesalers, let us hear their answers. Let us hear what it costs to bring in a container. Let us hear whether it's a container fee, or the fuel surcharges, or the insurance, or the distance. Leave them, give the reasons why.
said that behind every door, possibility awaits. How much possibility depends on which door you open first. Every day, we help our customers discover the possibilities in their lives. It all starts with a conversation. Scotiabank. Discover what's possible.
1,
2,
3,
4. This is how common it is to develop a mental illness. 1 out of every 4.
4. 4. But there is hope. Today, most mental illnesses can be managed and treated. Visit your general doctor if you feel concerned about your thoughts and behaviors or have some difficulty dealing with some of life's issues.
If you have been diagnosed and are suffering from a mental illness, keep in mind these 4 points to help you manage your mental health.
1. Get regular checkups with your general doctor.
2. Stay on your treatment plan to prevent relapses.
3. Find a strong support group in your family and friends.
And 4. Never be afraid to ask for help and look out for the warning signs of your illness.
Remember, you are not alone. We are as close as one.
2.
3.
4.
Learn about mental health illness by going to the Mental Health Foundation's website at www.mhf-sxm.com.
We need a loan that's quick and easy. Island Finance. Up to 50,000 guineas real easy. Island Finance. For education, a renovation. That's no problem. Yes, it's true. That's not all. They're quick and friendly too. Island Finance. Appliances, vacation, even fix your car. You can depend on Island Finance.
Plans for the purchasing of property to establish a new state-of-the-art shooting range, operational training and logistical center, as well as a forensic laboratory for the police force have already been worked out and are nearing completion. Moreover, the government has introduced a new comprehensive justice information system with the Court of Guardianship functioning as a successful pilot. Meanwhile, information systems for the prison, customs, probation services, youth detention center, and immigration are ready for installation for use in combating crime. And finally, in the area of law enforcement, the renovation of the present prison has been finalized, and concrete measures to increase the security around and in the prison at Point Blanche will be implemented by the end of this year. Additionally, plans for the expansion of the prison are ready for implementation. Mr. Chairman, members of Parliament, the realization of government's policy is dependent on favorable economic development. As a result, government's economic policy agenda will be geared at facilitating sustainable economic growth and the development within its coordinated strategy for growth. Central aspects of government's economic agenda are the enhancement of service, the creation of jobs, and economic diversification. To pursue its economic agenda, the government intends to make use of the following policy instruments. 1. Maintain reporting on key economic and social indicators. 2. Establish a tourism authority. 3. Strengthen its marketing efforts. 4. Reinforce product development through tourism awareness programs, service level training, and the cruise conversion program. 5. Promotion of private investments to complement public sector investments. 6. Introduce legislative and policy reforms supportive of services to foster small and medium-term enterprises. And 7, establish a national civil aviation and shipping registry. Mr. Chairman, members of Parliament, essential to government's development as a small open economy is the maintenance of good external relations. On a kingdom level, government will continue to work at partnering with other members in the kingdom. Key areas of cooperation are law enforcement, central banking, and dispute regulation. The joint cooperation teams of the police, Royal Military Police, Customs and Immigration and Border Protection Services are proving to be effective. Recently, successful operations have been carried out in the area of human smuggling and trafficking, leading to the arrest of several perpetrators. The functioning of the Central Bank of Curaçao and St. Martin continues to be a point of attention and discussion with the government of Curaçao. The government is at the same time also working towards the renovation of the existing facilities and the transformation of the local office into a full-fledged branch. This in addition to plans to pursue the construction of a new building. In fostering good relations, the government will host a tripartite meeting with the Prime Ministers of Aruba and Curaçao in November of this year. And next year, the government will host the Fourth Kingdom Conference. Considering the tensions between the Kingdom partners related to the discussions regarding the instructions by the Kingdom Council of Ministers, the government is a strong advocate of the introduction of an independent Kingdom dispute institution. The government considers an institution like this necessary to build trust and strengthen ties between the Kingdom partners. Mr. Chairman, members of Parliament, on a foreign relations level, the government considers cooperation on a regional and international level important to support its domestic agenda. As such, the government will continue to work at maintaining good relations with its regional and international partners. The government's objective in this regard is to continue to develop closer ties with St. Martin. This through an efficient cooperation structure to address issues of mutual concern. In particular, the government, as part of its safety and security first policy, will work closely with its St. Martin counterparts on the implementation of the recently ratified Treaty on Police Cooperation in the fight against crime. As a young country within the Kingdom of the Netherlands, St. Martin intends to present itself in the region and at international fora to protect and promote St. Martin's national interests abroad. This will be realized through bilateral partnerships with regional partners and participation in international organizations. Mr. Chairman, members of Parliament, to cover the cost of government's policy agenda, it is essential to generate additional revenue. This to ensure compliance with provisions of the National Ordinance for Government Accounts, as well as with the criteria of the Kingdom Law on Financial Supervision. In that respect, government has, in an effort to generate funds, developed a strategy for growth as part of its policy agenda. The objectives of this strategy are: 1. To promote economic growth as outlined, aimed at providing a stable, long-term financial basis for increased government revenues, and 2, to organize the tax system to improve the levying and collection of taxes with a focus on addressing tax arrears in the short term. To support these actions and generate needed additional funds, the government shall implement measures to control and clean up the tax registry, to accelerate the collection of tax arrears and the handling of complaints, to improve tax compliance, and to reform the tax system starting with the wage, income, and profit taxes. In addition, the government, to support its national development plans, shall seek external funding from potential donors such as the European Union, the International Labour Organization, as well as the World Health Organization and the Pan American Health Organization. This where possible in collaboration with French and British territories. Mr. Chairman, members of Parliament, government, in keeping with its governing program, Ready to Work for You, is committed to delivering its policy agenda to improve the quality of life of the people of St. Martin. In this new parliamentary year, the government will therefore present you with various legislative initiatives towards the execution of its plans and realization of its objectives. As representatives of the people of St. Martin, the government looks forward to your participation and your support to serve the public interest on behalf of all the people of St. Martin.